Avi Yemini for Rebel News in Western Australia outside Government House, where the new Premier is being sworn in and local police have moved on a small group of protesters on this important day.
Just for today, the Commission's put in an order.
What's the order?
I can get it up if you want.
Yeah, please.
It's just for today, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what the order is. It seems a bit bizarre that there's an order on such an important day to stop protesters, whether you agree with them or not.
On the 8th of the 6th, 2023, from 0800 to 1100, consider, Public Order in Streets Act 1984, WA Section 9A, subsection 1, pursuant to Section 9A, subsection 1 of the Public Order in the Streets Act 1984, having regard to the Honourable Roger Cook, MLA, being sworn in as the Premier of Western Australia at Government House, Perth, with all state cabinet ministers attending. I, Colin John Blanche, Commissioner of Police, hereby instruct all members of WA Police Force to ensure the streets in the vicinity of Government House precincts, including every thoroughfare, carriageway, footpath, reservation, medium strip of traffic island associated with those streets, and any steps, doorways or entrances abutting those streets are left free of potential obstructions, including loitering, to those members of the public other than ordinary passing traffic. So
It's insane. So in a democracy, they've shut down protests. They made protests illegal against the government because the government's going to be there.
I've read it out to you guys, so
I'm not part of the government. I'm here for media,
I've now explained it to you, okay? So if I could just ask you to move a little bit further along, not block the footpath, that'd be all.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Western Australia, where police have been issued powers to move on protesters who want to protest the new government being sworn in.
We are concerned individuals standing here asking our governor to dissolve the government, issue the writs so we can have a new election.
Why are you still protesting? There's a new Premier.
The new Premier is going to be just like the old Premier, yeah.
So what do you want?
I want the government to be dissolved and a fresh election.
Nothing has stopped really, it's just a change. And for one person to get out and not be held to account I don't think that's right either.
This is a state of democracy in Western Australia, where police are given the powers to shut down protests against the government by the government. Let that sink in.
It was 4 people this morning standing here when they came across the road to tell us to move on, and they said that was too many people. If 4 people cannot do that, how soon is it until one person can't do that?
Premier, how you doing, Premier? Your first day, do you think it's okay that they shut down protests in your state? Is that your first move as Premier, to shut down protests? Is that how democracy under your leadership works? Doesn't seem anything different than Mark McGowan. If you think these untold stories from WA is important, make sure to share them far and wide, and share all the others at rebelnews.com.au. And if you're willing, you're able, please help us cover the expense, the cost of coming here to tell the outrageous attack on democracy in our own country. rebelnews.com.au. Check out all the stories from here on the ground, and please consider chipping in. If you enjoyed this report, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share it far and wide. Let people know what's happening in Western Australia. I know during the pandemic it felt like it was another country, but this is supposed to be a democratic state where they're deploying the police to shut down protests against the government. You may not agree with these protesters, but that is irrelevant. We live in a free Western democratic country, and if protesters we don't like don't get to have a say on a footpath, then just imagine when it's an issue you stand for and you think is important. Avi Yemini for Rebel News in Western Australia.